Alive.
A day trip to Pukari White Island turned to horror when the volcano erupted. Police search and rescue is supporting the National Emergency Management Agency following an eruption at White Island off the coast of Whakatane. Police were alerted at 2:17 p.m. At this stage, and please do keep in mind this is an evolving situation, but at this stage we believe around 100 people were on or around the island at the time, and some of those at this stage are unaccounted for. A number of people are reportedly injured and are being transported to shore. The number on the island
Gareth King.
has been confirmed.
Copyright Gareth King. Recording copyright Routledge Limited, 1994. Hello, I'm Simon, and I'd like to welcome you to Colloquial Welsh. These recordings accompany Colloquial Welsh, published by Routledge. Meet the 4 Welsh speakers who will be guiding you through the Welsh sections of the book.
This woman's sister was a tour guide on the island. Her tour left just minutes before the eruption.
They're all back there now, and I think they were just helping the injured people get back on the boat. But she said she watched the whole thing, and it was massive.
Whakatane locals have been gathering on the coastline, taking in this staggering sight.
It's shocking. I lived just down the road, and there was no shake, no warning, nothing.
We're used to seeing steam from the islands and the odd eruption, but this is a first having casualties.
New Zealand's most active volcano shooting ash thousands of feet into the sky.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of shelter on the island, so none of the people that are on the island are quite exposed, and we get significant concern for people that may have been on the island.
The webcam on the island shows the hours leading up to the eruption. You can see here a group of tourists in the crater just over an hour before. The explosion appearing to knock the camera over. GNS volcanologists say it was the biggest and most dramatic display in recent times.
There's been an eruption from the active vent area, the back of Crater Lake, and there's some sort of blast has gone out across the main crater floor, so we know that the main crater floor has been significantly impacted. There was an ash column generated to about 12,000 feet high, and that's blown off to the east of the island, and the ash then is rained into the sea, and that's stopped now.
Rescue boats took to the water, tour helicopters replaced by rescue ones, a total of 7 of them taking off to the island. Many of the people in or around the island at the time are believed to have been from the cruise ship Ovation of the Seas, which is currently docked in Tauranga. At least 28 people from the ship had booked tours to the island today. GNS alerts have been ramping up in recent weeks. 2 weeks ago, it was upgraded to a level 2 alert, meaning volcanic unrest and the potential for eruption hazards. The latest alert just 6 days ago.
Lisette Raymer is in Whakatane, where the rescue operation is in full swing. Lisette, what's the latest?
Well, Sam, just behind me there is a triage centre. I've seen around 10 crying patients stumbling off these ash-covered tour boats and into the arms of paramedics. We have heard emergency services call out for any next of kin who are standing here at the cordon. We are speaking to these anxious families who are worried and waiting anxiously to see their loved ones get off these boats. They are hopeful that they are the next to come here and get the care that they require. There is a large cordon that's just been pushed back. We understand that now these helicopters, the immediate access they require, but the details are still emerging. The latest that we heard is that the alert level on the island has been downgraded from a level 4 to a level 3, and there is little concern that it will erupt for another time this evening. But we are hoping to get the latest information shortly, just at around 6:30 from Civil Defence and Police. We are hoping they will tell us just how many people remain on the island and how many are being rushed to hospital in these serious, critical conditions.
Lisette Raymer there live from Whakatane, where those injured on the island are being brought ashore. And just reiterating what Lisette said there, we are standing by for a joint press conference from Civil Defence and Police that is being held at Parliament, and they'll have the latest information on the eruption at Whakaari White Island. Now, that is scheduled out at 6:30. We will cross there live as soon as it begins.
A number of distressed people are gathered outside White Island Tours, which operates tours to the volcano.
News Hub reporter Lauren Paddy is there and joins us now. Lauren, what have you seen?
We've seen a group of around 20 people hugging each other. Some with towels draped over their shoulder, and some with feet that appear to be covered in clay. A lot of upset faces and a lot of distress in the area. We've also seen local MP Tamati Coffee down here comforting people, but that was only 20 minutes ago, and since then they've all been moved around the corner by police. Together in that group, we're not far from that cordon, but they are sticking together, holding each other and making sure they're all following police to where they need to be.
Lauren, earlier you were at Whakatane Airport where patients were being transported for treatment. What was happening there?
There was a flurry of activity. There were sirens, lights, choppers taking off and landing. At one point, there were around 7 helicopters sitting here and around 4 ambulances waiting to treat people. So a lot of activity there. It was only around 5 o'clock that the police asked us to leave so they could close the gates and make sure no one was coming in and out of that area. But all sorts of activity, people running, people in hives. There's a lot of panic going on, but a lot of control over that situation. People attending to people where they needed to, but sirens and lights. Even now, there are still police screaming past and choppers and all of the lines. So a lot of activity still here in Whakatane.
Lauren, thank you. To the day's other news now, and traffic is flowing on the South Island's east coast, while tourists on the west coast are still stranded.
South Westland remains cut off tonight. The road from Harehare to Whataroa is closed with up to 20 slips, and it could take 2 weeks to clear. And Franz Joseph to Fox is closed until the end of the week. Over on the east coast, at the Rangitata River, State Highway 1 between Timaru and Ashburton is closed. The only road open is State Highway 72, that's inland of Arundel, between Timaru and Christchurch.
Well, breaking news in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I put that up because I've told you before about the Ring of Fire. As Hawaii had a bit of a blow there, a lot of lava and volcano and this and that. And the Ring of Fire would be Yellowstone. Well, they tried to settle that down, but I heard they're putting some water in it and that. Oh, must be steaming a bit in there. Well, here's White Island. Oh, I said the third one would be White Island. So we got a thumbs up there and a couple of people there. There were about 7 a minute ago. But so yeah, this just come on about the breaking news. So thought I'd put up something. I was just gonna show that clip of where Peanut put up Bruce. So yeah, Bruce. So I'll just show that little clip while I'm here. Got some pictures today. This is on the island at Wakina Island. It's my dad, his final sunset he's seen over there. You can see there's like a land up in the sea, up in the clouds. Oh, it's not the best to see here, but so on the island you see the water as far as you can see, and then you see other land on a good day. Well, it's not even on maps. But they had these surveyors down here from the stars to wherever, spaceships, surveying the earth many eons ago before white man, oh well, I'm really white man because actually there were actually white men here before the Māoris. Well, it was sort of like the four all just got on with one another. Oh no, my son ran off with the phone. Yeah. Oh, I'm just waiting for that breaking news to come on another bit. There's some. Oh. Oh, here. Yeah, that White Island, they reckon there's some people, Dimitri's just having with the autism. There's some people who haven't found yet. They have little tours over there, and then suddenly it just. Oh, come here.
Come back.
Not everything set when you got he's just a solid down on his own, trying to make things meet end to end. But I had that clip. What I was wanting to just show you is where Peanut put a video up of me, and
or worse, right? Or maybe you were raised with a parent or an uncle or whatever who's abusive or whatever, right? And so, if you're in a household where you have someone who's not there for you, or they're neglectful or abusive or what, and you're not going to get closer to somebody in blood, whether you're white, black, brown, whatever, than your immediate family like that. And so, if you have issues with your immediate family, right, and they're really bad people. Like, for example, I knew a family once. The second time I talked about this story today, but like where they were, and it's not picking on anybody for being black or white or whatever. But I'm just using it as an example because we were, if we're going to deify one race, at least you should show the whole thing. So like, it was about this time of year. It was like a little bit later, Christmas Eve, right? And Christmas is what it is. It's pagan. I got it right. But like, it was right on Christmas Eve, and this black family that lived down the street from me, and I'm not picking on black because most white people are the ones that are serial killers or whatever. So it's whatever. Blame white, don't give a fuck. Right. But like, right. So what happened was that the black wife stabbed her black husband to death in the heart on Christmas Eve, right? And so, because I think he was abusive or something like that, right? And so I felt bad for the kids because they're gonna, that's the time I didn't realize Christmas was what it was. So we're gonna have those
horrific experiences for the rest of their life every time that's what Christmas is going to mean.
About this one then, Rina, is when you say about Christ and that,
Yeah.
This is in your book, he died for your sin.
Right.
Now, told you before that you were full of sin. He is
Yeah.
the one who died for your sin. That blood will flow through you. You are no longer got sin in you because your Christ has died for your sin. You are not of sin anymore. Not your programming will make you believe that. But if you see through the text and the truth of what's really there and this and that is right in front of your face, the very simple of the book. And what I'm just showing to you is it's written already that you are not full of sin. He died for your sin. So
Yeah.
you guys can't even see what you guys are preaching because you don't have sin. Because the blood flows through your mouth. You have a strong belief that you believe in him. So I can't even see how come you can see that you've got sin in you when you're actually saying that you believe in this Christ.
Yeah, I get you, Bruce. I guess your point. Right. The way I would answer that is that, like, well, is that,
Now,
yeah, but I haven't liked it. Right. I do, Bruce. But, like,
one another as you love yourself. You'll just see it all just unfold. If everybody just do it like that, it's just so simple. This world would be just in a flash. Because it goes so much with the way you believe it. It's doing so much is going through with your thoughts. Your thoughts create reality. And there's points in there where it's just right in front of people's faces, but they keep thinking that they've got sin in them. I've got a video out, it's called Memories. And if you see that, and all what I'm saying to people is just realize it's right in front of you. As the blood flows through you, you have no sin.
oh, yeah, thanks for that, Bruce. Appreciate that. Bruce, do you have anything else you want to talk about, or anything else? I'm probably going to wrap this up pretty quicker.
Yeah, no, I just really wanted to jump on to let you all know about what's happening in Samoa. And
Yeah, it's cool.
don't keep behind the eight ball so much. Meaning, like, things are folding so much. The tower, the church of Notre Dame is burned, and the only thing that one of the things that they saved from there was the crown of thorns. And there's a lot of mystical, biblical things about that, and the baptism in the flames that day, and pictures and things like that. It's like little secret things of the way the Holy Spirit works, and that's what I've discovered, and that's what I'd have to say, which is my favourite.
We all need to pull our news resources. I want to do a news show, you guys. We need to get. Yeah, Gary, you're right, Gary. Absolutely. You know what's funny about that, Gary? It's like I was on some other stream with.
Okay, I was just sharing that, just confirmation of that other video. That's what my Peanut put up that video. I'd just like to show you because I show you some of my family things here. This is about 18 years ago. That's my mother with her grandchildren then. There's about 60 now. Her grandchild next to her there, which these are all my nieces and nephews. Two of them actually my children, Zion there, and Kaja here. And this is my niece, who is exactly the same age as me, Bridget. Her name is Bridget. We were both born in 1968. We're a month, not quite apart. So when my mother was pregnant, her oldest daughter was pregnant, and that's her there, Bridget. She lives in England. She's come over here 2 times as an adult. their father was one of the first people into computers. Got himself very successfully wealthy out of it over in England, and really looked after over there from that. Just some old photos what I got given today. Oh, to show my mother, because like you know that my sisters left this side of the picture and over this side now, okay, because that's the thing what the Holy Spirit left me, this, and it opens up. Well, people call about this other one the third eye, but that's the one what I found that Jehovah uses, because that's where he came in as a TV screen in my mind, and it was like a TV screen. So I think that's the one what you got, the Illuminatis and all this and that, they talk about the third eye and all. But this other one, what the Holy Spirit's left with me, it's a part of all those means of bubbles in that circle, and it opens up, and then I see things like that, and that's how come I just, like to know that white room went out to kill me that time, and freaking lift up hand, and then they said he saved him, because I didn't see the shot coming out, and it took my fingers right off my brain, but it's just been splattering everywhere. Oh, hello. So I'm just still staying on here to see what that breaking news is, because there's some people that sound like they've died in that White Island explosion. I was just showing in. Oh yeah, so where these pictures have come from, that my sister's gone over to the picture over here. Well, who come out of Little Heaven that same week? He was here for the funeral. 4 days later was my brother, as I've talked to you before, Albert Rhodes. Yes, after 12 years, he's come out from Little Heaven, which I call jail, because it's the only place in society where everything's free. And he is now outside from there now, and he's well, after that time, you got a lot of time to think about things, and you're not so about this and that about life, and you can take things a lot more easier, and it's not all about making money. We hugged and this and that, brotherly love and this and that, and you just see the other point of view and things what I talk about, and many things change. So gave me had some old photos of Rakina. That's Rakina Island there. Those three sisters there. That's that sunrise. That's the sunrise there. If you guys could see this picture up front, you can see in the land in the. I'll try and get it some other time, because it's pretty hard to see in this. And that's what I'm trying to show. But that's my dad at Rakina and his sister. They both retired there. They used to live on the island. Sometimes it was only just them two on the island. And that was our phone box. It was absolutely free. It was the only phone box in the southern hemisphere what was free. It ran off the sun there, which is solar power, because there's no power over there, Rakino. And there's some other comrades from Rakino Island. I'm not holding it very steady to read it. Sorry about that. So I just threw this all in together, because it was just the White Island thing just popped on the news then. Breaking news. So I thought, I'll just throw it all together, because I wasn't really going to put a video up. I'm actually going to move a little bit away from YouTube of all this. When I hear about fines and stuff like that, I don't know. And this platform, they do so many things and that. But we'll just see how we go because yeah, I'm just a bit paranoid about fines and that because I just like to keep simple. I don't know nothing about copyrights and this and that and blah blah. So hey, I don't want to be hit for something what I wouldn't have even known what I've done. Okay, YouTube, if you guys want to have a go at me about a copyright or something, what does copyright mean to me? You know, like come on, I'm just a simple guy. Everything's patented in this world, you know, these days. You can't come out with an idea because you might even come and invent it and somebody goes, no, I've got the patent on there, you can't even put it out. Because that's how it sort of like works, because so many things are sort of like controlled in that. So you can't just come up with this new idea, you know. Have you heard before about the guy who invented the thing what actually, a chemical reaction what melts concrete, like concrete solid as, and turns it back into liquid. Well, they paid him out heaps of money and this and that, and then he sort of like disappeared or something like that. But I could see their point in some ways. They didn't want to get it out onto the streets because people could have dropped bridges, instead of crashing planes hypothetically into the Twin Towers, they could have just sprayed a lot of that on and it would have came down. So I could see their point, the way anybody who invented something what melted concrete could devastate a lot of, because what is this world is? What is this grey world is? Oh, it's a concrete world. That's it. Just like the greys in a way, eh? You know, you look at that concrete, but it all just fades away in the end because, well, like I said, it was 23 metamorphosing into the mirror, and then heaps of pictures, faces coming through, and they were like, would you forgive me? Because in your book it says they won't forgive. That one in the book doesn't forgive people who commit suicide, and we've had about 600 children last year who committed suicide or something like that. And in that book, well, that God, well, I found it's God and the devil in that book, and doesn't forgive anyone if they commit suicide. So it must be why they showed themselves to me, all these spirits. And I've had 3 grey aliens on a sort of like in a transparent, because when you come across some of these things, it's not like verbally, it's mentally. So you hear them, not in, they don't speak with word. That's why I say about the power of word, what we got now when you're in body, because when you're out of body, you're not going to have that word anymore, and this thing what you can hold, which is the spirit knows that the one with the body. And some say that, you know, we were designed in this and that, and then they figured out, they've fucking got more power than us. Well, that's because we're in body, we have the voice. Okay, and I'm coming up with something with this matrix, because it's what I found with this thing, and I'm just keep looking over there to just see if the breaking news is coming up, because I'll just show you a little clip of the breaking news of, you know, whatever happened in White Island there. You know, did some people die in that? Because it's sort of like well, I've told you about my daughter. She married a millionaire and this and that. It's in Mount Wanganui. It's right on the east coast of New Zealand. If you see it on the map, White Island's up from there, and that's where all the millionaire houses are, right on the east coast, and they look out to White Island, and they have little tourist people on boats take them out to go and see, because it's the only active volcano in New Zealand. Whoa, there's the servant of Yeshua. Well, I'm in the same boat as you, but I'm just catching on the news here. I'm not down the mountain right now to actually see the smoke going off, but yeah, they reckon there's a bit of ash in the air. You see it smoke now and then, but this one is like, so with those tourist trips over there, some people, they haven't found some people who were on the tourist trip. Oh yes, it's on now.
Island at the moment while this emergency operation is underway. Now, the also for those in the immediate vicinity is to stay away from the ash. There is a health advisory out there telling people, locals here in Whakatane, it may seem a while away, but they're reminding people to keep your windows and doors shut where possible. And there's also an advisory not to wear contact lenses as the ash can get in between them and cause issues for people in the area, even as far away as on the mainland here.
Lisa, thank you.
Okay, we're going to cross now to the press conference that's being held at Parliament. We're expecting to hear from the Prime Minister.
Good evening,
also,
everyone.
we'll cross now to the Prime Minister.
To be briefed on the details of the volcanic eruption of Whakaari, White Island, off the coast of Whakatane in the Bay of Plenty. The eruption happened at 2:11 today. It continues to be an evolving situation. We know that there were a number of tourists on or around the island at the time, both New Zealanders and visitors from overseas. I know there will be a huge amount of concern and anxiety for those who have loved ones on or around the island at the time, and I can assure them police are doing everything they can. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs have also stood up their systems to assist with any response required for those further afield. I will be travelling to the area this evening alongside the Minister for Civil Defence, Minister Penny Henare. Our focus is to ensure that police and the National Emergency Management Agency have all of the resources they need. The National Emergency Management Agency is leading the response, and an active police search and rescue operation is underway. I do want to hand over now, though, to Sarah Stewart-Black, who is the Director of Civil Defence Emergency Management of the National Emergency Agency, and John Timms, who is our Deputy Police Commissioner, to give an update on the situation and the information that we have to hand. Sarah.
Thank you. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by today's eruption at White Island, and our immediate priority is helping those people. The New Zealand Police are running the search and rescue operation and can certainly speak to that, but the National Emergency Management Agency Coordination Centre is activated, and we're working to assess the situation and coordinate any required government resources. The National Emergency Management Agency, together with the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group, is leading the response. We do not expect this event to have any significant impacts for the people on the North Island at this time. If the situation changes, we will communicate this. GNS Science have advised that ashfall appears to be confined to the island, and they do not expect more than a minor amount of ash to reach East Cape in the coming hours. I ask that the people in Whakatane and the Bay of Plenty continue to follow any instructions from local authorities and the police.
Also, our thoughts are with the families today. Firstly, we initially believed that there were 100 people on or near the island. We now know that there is fewer than 50. Some of these people have been transported to shore. However, there's a number still remaining on the island who are currently unaccounted for. I can confirm there is one fatality, and based on information we have, there's likely to be more. A number of injured people have been transported to Whakatane Hospital and Murua Hospital. Emergency services are working to ensure the safety of everyone involved, including rescue staff. We are working at a pace to confirm the numbers of these involved. At this stage, it is too dangerous for police and rescue services to go to the island. However, we continue to assess the conditions which would allow us to go onto the island. The island is currently covered in ash and volcanic material. We are taking expert advice with regards to the safety of any rescue attempt. We will provide more details as they come to hand. Thank you.
Happy to take questions, John and Sarah. Any questions?
As I said, we're taking advice on that. We're assessing it currently, so I can't say exactly when. We know the urgency to go back to the island.
How many people do you think are still on the
What I can say is there's been 23 taken from the island, and we're unclear about the numbers that are left on the island. Potentially. That is one of the persons that were rescued from the island, so I can confirm that there's been one fatality.
Do you have any communication with anyone on the island?
No. Unsure at this stage, but there were a number of tourists on the island, as you're aware.
Do you have any way of communicating contacting people on the island or tracking those?
From my understanding is that some of the tourists are from a cruise ship, so we should have a list of people that left the cruise ship and potentially on the island. So there's ways for us to have that list confirmed.
GNS have cameras, but obviously, as you can imagine, the ash is making it difficult to see with any clarity or distinction.
So leaving that live press conference in Parliament now, fronted by the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, but significantly the Deputy Commissioner, John Timms, announcing that there has been at least one fatality on Whakaari White Island and possibly more. So we'll have more information on that as it comes to hand.
Interesting, Mike, that the police there confirming that they initially thought there were as many as 100 people on the island. They now know there were fewer than 50, but they have only accounted for 23 of those people. So that leaves as many as 27 people that are unaccounted for and potentially likely to be injured, some seriously.
And we're still trying to find out the extent of some of those injuries as well. We know that many of them were tourists aboard the Ovation of the Seas, the massive cruise ship that is currently berthed in Tauranga. But certainly this is breaking news, a developing story, and we will be bringing you the latest.
All right, a tourist who travelled to White Island today uploaded a video to Instagram saying that it was too hard to put into words what he saw. Let's take a look.
There was a second tour. Unfortunately, they couldn't leave in time. Some people suffered burns to their bodies. Some people were seriously injured. Our boat had to stay there to help the other people who were there to try and get them out.
Well, stay tuned as we bring you all the latest developments from the unfolding situation at Whakaari White Island.
Plus, heartwarming footage emerges of a family rescuing a pod of dolphins fleeing orca.
We're live to the breakers for the latest on bad boy Glenn Rice Jr. having his contract torn up today. But some R&R for the Black Cats before the business.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you guys know just as much as me because that was just breaking news here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Servant of Yeshua, he can see the smoke from where he is. It's been smoking, then stopped, then smoking again. Oh, just like the man on the just like on the pipe, eh? Many lost that way. They've changed the mixture to little grey alien food, I call it. Little grey alien food, stay away from it. pH is right out, nothing like what Nostradamus was into. Yeah, it's just my little point on that. So, love yous all. Oh, well, I see that. Well, so with the breaking news, this is going out to wherever land around the web, and so just putting some breaking news out there and a little bit on the other clip and this and that. Anybody want to come in for a chat? No. Oh, I've actually got to get my boys' dinner and all going. I'm halfway, so I love yous all, and it's well, when you could see them when he said 50, it takes you back to the big breaking news here in New Zealand when they had the shooting. There was 50 dead then, and later one died in hospital, so the number went up to 51. But yeah, the still still accounted for, and no fly zone, meaning that so they know that there must be a lot when the ash comes down, and that person died from the ones who they rescued. So it might be, they've gone to the other side of the picture. I'm just showing you this because heaven is within earth. There was something. I know I speak in riddles of this and that, but this mechanism thing, organism, because it's frequency of sound, and trauma is one thing what stops a lot of people in that, and fear. So just know that it's hard to explain to people who just because I know that some people are so programmed in that, and to get out of. Hey, love you all. Yeah, I got to run, but there's some breaking news from New Zealand. But yeah, we'll get some good news one day. Okay. I've got to end this. I've got things to do. Love you all. See you later, servant. Oh, Jack. Jack. Oh, you might be still there. I want to hug you because I watched your video because I have such a it's only that little fragment of the Hopi Indian. It's my spirit father. It's a vision, and it's such a fragment, but it's just what I'm about, and how much I love myself as much as you. You're saying hi, Bruce. What's going on? And what's going on is I'm gonna hug you one day. Because I just know it. But yes. So what's going on is just what I showed you of the breaking news, because I was still not behind the 8 ball. I just put it up because it just was breaking news. So everybody in Aotearoa, New Zealand knows this now, who's watches the news. Because I intervene both of them into my life, because you don't want to be behind the 8 ball when things in there and this and that. So you got to see through the pictures. I know there's a lot of programming, especially in CNN and Fox. Your American news. Oh, gosh, I can understand why so many people run away from that. But even on this YouTube, I'm telling you, you guys are still sucked into that impeachment thing. It's friendship politics. They're all involved in it. It's like they do a little piece of puddle and this and that, and they always make out like they're in a fight, but they're just waving the waves on like suppressing people and dividing people, because this one wants to go Democrat and this one goes Republican, but really they're just divide and conquer. Oh no, that isn't no. Well, I gave one a hope, so we'll just see how we go. Love you all. I know. Some things I've been having people ask me some funny questions on, and I've been saying to you this thing is wanting to know our emotions and our. So one thing what I do is a throw off. I put thumbs up on every video I watch. It's just the algorithm is not going to figure you out there, no. Okay, just a little throw point there. Like if you want to be a throw point, it's all right. Be that step ahead. Love you all. Peace and out. Love me and you.